welcome to our regular monthly board meeting and call it to order. I guess the teachers and all started back today and staff and everything, and I definitely hope you guys had a, what's the day, right?
It was.
Hope you had a smooth start. I know it's a lot smoother than what next Monday, but I know you guys work hard and do all you can to welcome those wonderful, well-behaved kids back. And RCSS early college students are here tonight, so you guys got an early start, so you ahead of the game, so that's a good thing. But anyway, we appreciate everything everyone does to make Randolph County school system special, and I know thank you is something you don't hear a lot, and I know we were talking earlier as a board, it seems like people just want to point out the negative things, and you hear a lot if you do something wrong or if you mess in somebody's backyard, but trust me, just because you don't hear about it don't mean you're not doing good things, because unfortunately people don't like to brag on good stuff, they just talk about the negatives. But here we appreciate everything you do. So at this time, I'd like for you to bow your heads for a word of prayer. Dear God, as we start the new school year, bless our teachers and staff. Give them strength and courage every day to meet the children's needs. Let our parents be encouraged to be a part of the process. Guide this board to use wisdom and compassion in decisions we make. And in closing, God, I'd like to ask you, I have two urgent prayer requests. That you know what and you know who. And they really need your touch tonight. We appreciate all you can do. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay. At this time, I'd like for everyone to stand for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, our Superintendent, Dr. Gainey, will share some comments.
Thank you, Mr. Cook. I just want to note a couple things that have already happened the last couple of weeks as we're beginning to move forward, getting ready for the start of the school year. I know the early college has started, so I have not forgotten you guys. Early college teachers came back on July 31, and the students came back on the 7th of August. But August 5, we had the Apprenticeship Randolph signing ceremony and graduation at Randolph Community College, and 12 students graduated from the 9th class of apprentices, and they were, 6 students graduated from our school system, a total of 8 in the 5th graduating class. Also, we had a recognition of 12 students from Randolph County School System who were selected as the next set of apprentices out of a total of 17. So I'll mention that in a minute overall as well. So 12 of the 17 selected were from the Randolph County School System, and 6 of the 8 graduates were from Randolph County School System. And I want to take a moment and thank the 19 local companies who serve as industry partners. This has been a tremendous program for years now. And I just want to thank the parents and staff members for continuing to make students aware of this great opportunity for this program. And ironically, I look out and David Cross is very much involved in this program, and also the person who was leading the CTE when it originally had Dr. Nancy Cross is here tonight. So thank you both. One thing that I'm really proud of is a lot of people don't talk about this, but this program is open to every junior and senior in Randolph County, whether you're a charter school student, a private school student, a homeschool student, Ashburn City School student, or Randolph County School System student. And I'm very proud that 159 students have been selected for this program over its life, and 116 of those 159 have come from the Randolph County School System, which tells me we've got a lot of people doing great work out there, making sure kids know about this great opportunity to get a free associate's degree, a journeyman certificate, and a job with the company. And I'm really proud of our kids for taking advantage of this opportunity. It's one thing to have opportunities out there, it's another thing for kids to see them and know they're very valuable and they take advantage of them. So, want to point that out. Also, on August 6th, we had our opening of school principal meeting with the principals, assistant principals, central service administrators. I want to take a moment and thank Dr. Shaw Alderman, the president of Randolph Community College, for allowing us to use a facility on his campus. Last week, I was in the same building on RCC's campus on August 12th to speak to our first-year teachers. And I want to take a moment. It was a great day, great couple days. I spoke on the 12th, but I want to thank Andre Foxworth, the Human Resources Department, and Larry Chappell, who've been helping out in Human Resources and does instructional services as well for the great work. It was a very wonderful several days of orientation for the first-year teachers. Great to meet them. And then I had 3 days in a row where I got to welcome back our bus drivers, August 12, August 13, August 14, different places in the county. Just want to make sure they know how special they are. And Wendy Anderson and her staff do a great job in leading our transportation department. And finally, want to welcome back all our school-based staff members at all of the schools except for the early college. As I mentioned, they came back on the 31st. They're in, I guess, their second full week, starting their second full week. Our kids will return next Monday, and we will have another great year. We have some challenges out there, parents that are here, anybody listening, but what I've asked our staff to do is we're not going to get caught up in the challenges. We're going to get caught up in continuing to do better and continue to improve as we move forward. And we'll deal with the challenges that they come our way, but I'm biased, and I don't think anybody has the great kids that we have anywhere in this country. We have great kids, great parents, and great staff, and we can take care of these challenges when you have those factors involved. So this concludes my comments, Mr. Cook.
Thank you, Dr. Gaines. I spoke tonight. I was introduced to one of our new principals, Mr. Lanier, in Southwest Randolph High School. Is there any more new principals that I missed that's here tonight, maybe first year or APs with our school system? Or I was going to recognize you through us, but we're excited to have you on board. So, I missed you, Nancy. I didn't see you standing over there. It's good to see you. Always nice to see you. We go way back. So, at this time, I need a motion to approve the July 21st, 2025 minutes. We have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we're going to move on to the recognitions tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Cook, and good evening to you, our other board members, Dr. Gainey, and to all of our guests. The North Carolina Center for the Advancement of Teaching, NCAT, 2026 Burroughs Wellcome Fund North Carolina Career and Technical Education, CTE Teacher of the Year Award, was established to celebrate the innovation, leadership, and dedication of CTE educators across North Carolina. This award honors teachers who exemplify the highest standards of excellence in preparing students for both college and career pathways, as well as support workforce development. On behalf of the NCCAT and the Randolph County Board of Education, it is my honor to announce that Mr. Mark Walker, an agriculture education teacher at Randleman High School, has been selected as a finalist for the NCCAT 2026 Burroughs Wellcome Fund NC Career and Technical Education Teacher of the Year Award. This recognition highlights Mr. Walker's exceptional contributions to CTE instruction and his remarkable impact on the students and community here in Randolph County. As a result of this great honor, Mr. Walker will be attending a week of professional development with his fellow finalists in December, where interviews and portfolio reviews will be conducted by an expert panel of judges from across the state to determine the next North Carolina CTE Teacher of the Year. On December 4, NCCAT will celebrate all finalists and announce the winner at a recognition event at the Curry Convention Center in Greensboro. We would like to recognize several individuals who have joined us in support of Mr. Walker this evening. Corey Phillips, principal of Randleman High School. Dr. David Cross, Randolph County Schools Director of Career and Technical Education. Nancy Cross from the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction. John Kirkman, Executive Director of the North Carolina Association for Career and Technical Education, and Dr. Womble from NCCAT. We are grateful for their presence as we honor Mr. Walker. At this time, I would like to invite Mr. Walker to come forward and be recognized for this outstanding achievement. It is our privilege to present you with this certificate in recognition of your selection as an NCCAT 2026 Burroughs Wellcome Fund NC Career and Technical Education Teacher of the Year finalist. In addition, NCCAT has provided a framed certificate of recognition. So I would now like to invite Dr. Cross, Mr. Phillips, Ms. Cross, Mr. Kirkman, and Dr. Womble to join Mr. Walker at the front for a photograph. Congratulations. Established in 1934, the National Beta Club is a national organization devoted to honoring and recognizing students for their achievement, character, and leadership qualities, as well as encouraging growth through service and camaraderie. From the first club of 15 members at Landrum High School in Landrum, South Carolina, to an international student organization with 500,000 members annually, National Beta has grown in size, but its focus and values have held steadfast and true to the vision of nurturing concepts of positive student leadership and service. Members learn leadership skills that will undoubtedly serve them well in their future endeavors. This evening, we want to recognize Randolph Early College High School and Southwestern Randolph High School students from the Randolph County School System who have been awarded Beta National Convention Awards for 2025. June 22 through 26, 2025 marked the 91st year of National Beta and the 45th Senior National Beta Convention held in Orlando, Florida. For the fourth year in a row, Randolph Early College High School was the top awarded school in the nation with 45 overall awards and 3 champions. 18 states across the United States competed. Students, as your name is called, if you would please come forward to receive a Pride in RCSS certificate from our Board of Education, and anyone here in support of these students is welcome to stand. We will get a group picture per category after all Beta Club award winners in each category have received their certificate. Randolph Early College High School, Academics. 9th place, Agri-Science, 9th grade, Tony Zhu. 7th grade, Biomedical, 11th grade, Jonathan Dean. 3rd place, Biomedical, 12th grade, Dita Ahmed. 8th place, French, 12th grade, Shadea Pugh. 9th place, Health and Physical Education, 10th grade, Brian Cook. 6th place, Math, 10th grade, Laura Sprague. 5th place, Math, 12th grade, Alvin Liu. 9th place, Psychology, 11th grade, Christina Wynn. 10th place, Science, 9th grade, Wilson Asensio. 10th place, Science, 12th grade, Noah Alsbrook. Second place, Spanish 9th grade, Emmanuel Ramirez Bolanos. 10th place, Spanish 10th grade, Beatriz Benzes Solis. Second place, Spanish 12th grade, Vanessa Perez Vinces. Third place, Speech Division 1, Miriam Ahmed. Third place, Speech Division 2, Hunter Shackelford. 8th place, Spelling 9th grade, Christine Nicholas. First place, Spelling 11th grade, Landon Allman. Second place, U.S. History 11th grade, Dallas Harrelson. Okay, we're going to get a picture of academics. Help them scrunch together. Thank you. Congratulations. You may be seated. Randolph Early College High School Visual Arts. Fourth place, Anime Division 1, Alyssa Wynn. Third place, Black and White Photography Division 2, Benjamin Harrison. Ninth place, Colored Photography Division 2, Avery Heskett. 10th place, Digital Art Division 2, Morgan Baker. 4th place, Digitally Enhanced Photography Division 2, Alexis Flowers. 3rd place, Drawing Division 1, Ann Owen. 4th place, Drawing Division 2, Sophia Herta Rangel. 10th place, Mixed Media Division 1, Beatriz Vinces Solis. 10th place, Pottery Division 1, Jacob Woodruff. 6th place, Quilling Division 2, Dita Ahmed. 10th place, Recyclable Art Division 2, Landon Allman. 10th place, Sculpture Division 2, Kara Justice. And 5th place, Woodworking Division 2, Dallas Harrelson. Congratulations, you may be seated. Randolph Early College High School team competitions. 5th place, Book Battle, Iman Abdul, Kellen Allman, Jesus Campuzano Rodriguez, Mariela Campuzino Rodriguez. And then you guys stay up here. Yeah, you go. 6th place, Club Trading Pin, Damian Elliott, Daphne Milton, Kendall Reynolds, Elizabeth York, and Jacob York. 2nd place, Collaboration Connection, Jesus Campuzino Rodriguez, Mariela Campuzino Rodriguez, Jonathan Dean, Min An Win, Ben Ritzel, and Tony Zhu. First place, Convention Invention, Noah Alsbrook, Damian Elliott, Alvin Liu, Nancy Ruiz Escobar, and Tony Zhu. place, create and animate, Morgan Baker, Shadea Pugh. 8th place, digital portfolio, Lauren Bird, Brian Ear. 5th place, lead outside the box, Lacey Allen, Lauren Bird, Brian Ear, Lydia Hill, Hannah McNeil, Addison Ruth, Laura Sprague. 5th place, marketing and communications, Miriam Ahmed, Alexis Flowers, Lydia Hill, Harmony Huggins, Hunter Shackelford. 2nd place, reimagine, recreate, recycle, Landon Allman, Morgan Baker, Jonathan Dean, Damian Elliott, Sophia Herta Rangel, Harmony Huggins, Hannah McNeil, Christina Wynn, Anna K. Poole, Shadea Pugh, Naomi Rhodes, Ben Ritzel, Sarah Sarmiento Flores, and Tony Zhu. 2nd place, scrapbook, Lauren Bird, Kevin Dominguez, Brian Ear, Maria Garcia, Reese Hebner, Alyssa Wynn, Min On Wynn, Christine Nicholas, Maddie Paris, Ashley Ruiz, Addison Ruth, Vanessa Salinas Zacarias, October Weisner, Elizabeth York, and Jacob York. 5th place, service learning showcase, Lacey Allen, Kellen Allman, Maria Garcia, Haley Griffin, Avery Heskett, Naomi Rhodes, Vanessa Salinas Zacarias, Laura Sprague. 2nd place, technology, Miriam Ahmed, Cassidy Cook, Austin Crabtree, Katie Fuller, Jacob Lee, Hunter Shackelford, Jacob York.
Wait, is it paper for you? They took them all.
I apologize.
Don't want to cover everyone up.
Just stand on the back row.
First place, three-dimensional design, Jonathan Blackwell, Katie Fuller, Charlie Harris, Reese Hefner, Sophia Herta Rangel, Jesse Lewis, Daphne Milton, Alyssa Wynn, Christina Nicholas, and Maddie Paris, Naomi Rhodes, Ingrid Rosaldo Castro, Ashley Ruiz, Vanessa Salinas Zacarias, Laura Sprague, Beatrice Vincent Solis, and October Weisner.
I specialize in lining up, you know. That's one of my strong points. My only strong point.
Second place, two-dimensional design, Wilson Asensio, Morgan Baker, Shadea Pugh.
Did you read the last name? In 48th place, Gary. Who gets this? They're not here.
All right, team competitions. This is your picture.
We have, you know, this is probably what the world's record, I mean, the most people.
Yeah, I think it is.
This place tops it all, made us love.
That's right.
We got one more? Yes.
Congratulations, you may be seated. And last but certainly not least, Southwestern Randolph High School Academics, 7th place, 9th grade French, Kendall Hagerman.
Randolph.
Congratulations. You are now free to go.
So, Philip wanted to give me a central cover.
How are y'all?
Hey, how are you?
And to find out the rate, eight cousins.
See you again. See you later.
Eight cousins.
Hey, Mark, what you got going on? That's what it is. That's what it is. I figured he was something. All right, we'll see you, Mark. You want me to move our shooting tournament back to February 7th? Smack that man in front of you.
She don't miss a beat. They do so. Well, that is just the world like so much, but still.
Okay, we had no one sign up tonight for public comments, so we'll move on past that. I need a motion to adopt the meeting agenda.
So moved.
We have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Okay, we're gonna move on to information items with Dr. Gainey.
Okay, board members, I have several gifts tonight to present. First gift is a gift to Coleridge Elementary School. On August 7, Kerry Cole, principal of Coleridge Elementary School, made me aware of this gift from Reverend Boone from Piney Ridge United Methodist Church, in the amount of $2,600 to be used on student needs throughout the school year, such as food, clothing, and field trips. And I accepted this gift on August 10. It's an information item, since it's $5,000 or less per board policy 8220. The next gifts I have are to Liberty Elementary School. On August 8th, Jamie Horner, principal of Liberty Elementary School, sent me an email regarding the following gifts given to her school. One gift was Liberty Tire and Auto, donated $250, and the gift's use was unrestricted, so the school has flexibility to determine its use. I accepted this gift on August 10th. And also Kivett's Welding Service donated $200 to the school. Again, its use was unrestricted, so the school has flexibility to determine its use, and I accepted this gift on August 10. Both items are listed, are $5,000 or less, so that's why they're informational items tonight. Had another gift, another email with gifts from Jamie Horner, principal of Liberty Elementary, on August 11. This was a gift given to her school by Liberty Oil Company of Liberty Incorporated, in the amount of $500, and the use was unrestricted. So the school has flexibility to determine its use. I accepted this gift on August 11. Again, information item since $5,000 or less for board policy 8220. And then finally, on August 12, Eric Johnson, principal of Wheatmore High School, sent me an email regarding the following gifts to the school. First gift was from Keith's Quality Flooring in the amount of $100 for the FFA chapter in relation to expenses for activities and competitions. I accepted this gift on August 12th. And also Triangle Fitness of Thomasville donated $100 to the school for the FFA chapter in relation to expenses for activities and competitions. I accepted this gift on August 12th. Again, both of them are information items since they are $5,000 or less. So this concludes the gifts. As always, we appreciate what different groups in the community do for our schools and appreciate the principals making sure these individuals are recognized. So, board members, do you have any questions about any of these gifts? Seems like every month we have 3 or 4, and that's really, really good, and again, we appreciate everybody in our community who continues to support our schools, so, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gaines. This time we'll move on to Marty Trotter.
Good evening, board members. Tonight I bring to you the monthly reporting of any contract $50,000 or more, and this is for board policy 6420. This month we have 3. First one is Synovia Solutions LLC for contracted GPS services for our bus fleet. That's in the amount of $85,332.50. Gregory Pool Equipment Company, repairs and repair parts. It's a blanket PO in the amount of $75,000. And finally, we have Mastery Prep LLC, which is an ACT preparation boot camp for our high school students in the amount of $53,489.30.
Thanks, Marty.
Thank you.
This time I need a motion to approve the consent items.
So moved.
We have a second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Motion carries. We'll move to action items. And Marty, you're back up. That didn't take long.
All right, I thought there was a little bit of activity in between me and the last time. So. All right, board members, tonight I'm bringing you the Superintendent's 2025-2026 budget. Spoke with Dr. Gainey, and we've got a mini budget passed at the state level that covers a lot of our funding. Of course, we've got a local budget, got some federal funds that have come down, so I felt like we could go ahead and do that. And throughout the year, we'll do amendments like we always do as things increase. So should the state legislature pass a salary increase, or if they do anything else with the state budget, we just bring this back to you on a monthly basis as far as budget revisions and allotment provision. So really the first main page of your document is the budget resolution for fiscal year 25-26. Section 1 is your state funds. And what we've received to date is $117,440, $440,898.04. Section 2 is the expenses. So Section 1 is your revenue. Section 2 is the expenses. In instructional services, or the 5,000 series, we have $104,109,150.04. System-wide support services, which is purposes 6,000s. That's $13,321,748. And ancillary services 7,000, and that's in the amount of $10,000. Again, total for the expense for state is $117,440,898.04. Section 3 is our local current expense. We have 2 categories of revenue there: the local funds and appropriated fund balance for this year. So the local funds from our county commissioners was $27,198,197. Appropriated fund balance is $2,120,176. And I'll share there on that piece, we're taking a hit to low wealth. And so we've made some cuts, and this is the difference in the cuts and what the reduction will be in low wealth. So we picked that up with the local fund balance. So total for local under item 3 is $29,318,373. The expenses for local current expense under instructional services, or the 5,000 series, is $9,528,315. System-wide support services, or 6,000s, is $16,412,058. Ancillary services, your 7,000s, is $638,000. And non-program charges, the 8,000 series is $2,740,000. Again, expenses and revenues match at $29,318,373.
Marty, can I interject
Yes, sir.
something for a second? Board members, where we have that fund balance, we will continue to be working to reduce that amount of fund balance as we can make cuts, as we mentioned. We're working on that now. As of the July 21 meeting, we shared some things that are happening. We'll continue to work to bring that amount of fund balance. Hopefully, we can replace it with cuts that are recurring funds. So Marty was getting us where we could get a budget in place, but we will continue to work at that. I don't want the public to think that we're out of the woods yet, because we still have a lot of work to do.
Bottom of the page, section 5, that's your federal revenues. They're in the amount of $13,196,844.65. Top of the next page, section 6, is your expenses for federal programs. Instructional services with the 5,000 series is $11,500,585.87. System-wide support services with the 6,000 series is $866,316.08. And in non-program charges, your 8,000 series is $829,942.70. Again, for a total of $13,196,844.65. Section 7 is our capital outlay. These funds come from our county commissioners. There's a total of $3,247,167. All the expenses in capital fall under 9,000 series again, so it's $3,247,167. Under section 9, that'll be our school nutrition budget, Fund 5. It's got a variety of revenue sources there. State and federal funds are 3,000 series. It's $10,463,832.81. Local funds, 4,000 series is $1,429,300. Their local fund balance appropriated 4,000 series again, $863,700. Total for the school nutrition Fund 5 budget would be $12,756,832.81. They've got a couple of areas that they have their expenses in, mainly out of the ancillary services in 7,000 series is $12,281,832.81. And then finally, non-program charges in the 8,000 series, $475,000. Again, $12,756,832.81. Top of the next page, section 11, is the Archdale Trinity Special Tax Fund, Fund 7. Those are local funds that come from tax revenues there. $3,314,500 is the budget for next year, for this current year. Expenses are in a couple categories. Instructional services are 5,000 series is $3,289,500. And system-wide support services are 6,000 series is $25,000. Again, the total for Archdale Trinity Special Tax is $3,314,500. And then finally, sections 13 and 14, that is the restricted local funds, Fund 8. There's a variety of revenue sources there as well. State and federal funds are 3,000 series is $1,988,000. Excuse me, local funds are 4,000 series is $1,149,000 for a total of $3,137,000. Excuse me, $137,000. Expenses for the restricted local funds or instructional services are 5,000 series, $1,464,300. System-wide support services are 6,000 series is $1,672,700 for a total Fund 8 is $3,137,000. So total operating budget at this point, excuse me, for the school system for 25-26 is $182,411,615.50. Sections 15, 16, and 17 basically share how we can use the budget and appropriations. So those are there, and then finally would be if the board approves tonight, the signature of their chair. So behind those pages, the resolution are individual fund source by PRC, and I've listed those for each one of the programs. So the next section will be the state funds. all the PRCs that are impacted by state and those dollar allotments. Again, the $117,448,9804 matches back to the resolution. Same thing for local fund 2. All the PRCs that are impacted there. Next page is the federal grants funds. The different PRCs that are impacted there, and the total budget at the bottom. Capital outlay funds, they're all in 810, but they're all 9,000 series. There's the total budget again for capital outlay. The next one is the school nutrition. All those PRCs fall under 035, so I broke it down by different categories within 035. So we've got salaries and benefits, professional development, contracted services, and so on. Again, the total there matches back to the resolution. Fund 7, which is the AT special tax funds, they're all in PRC 610. There's some different categories there that it pays out, the supplements, any athletic supplies and equipment, salaries and benefits, things like that. So that is in Fund 7. The total budget again matches back to the resolution. And finally, on restricted local funds, Fund 8, we've got different PRCs there, so I listed those individually. And the $3,137,000 matches back to the budget resolution. So tonight, board members, I'd ask for approval on the 25-26 superintendent's budget in the amount of total operating budget, $182,411,615.50.
Any questions? Not, I need a motion to approve the superintendent's 2025-2026 budget.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, motion carries. Thanks, Marty.
Thank you, Marty. Board members, just want you to notice on page 3 at the bottom, Marty just gave you that total figure of $182,411,615.50. When Marty gave me the dollar figure mid-year for total operating budget during 24-25 year, it was $185 million. So there shows you that there's just a real direct link to what's going on with our budgets and funding. So, but as I told the principals the other day, we're not going to be a part of the problem. We're going to make a solution for the kids in Randolph County School System. We're going to drive on. And then when we make that solution for the kids in Randolph County School System, we'll also be making it for our staff, and we'll be taking care of the parents' children. And so we're going to drive on. Thank you, Marty, and I know Kayla Williamson's in the back, and I just appreciate all y'all's work because it's we've got a very efficient operation over there with what's going on with budgets and finances. And thank you, appreciate it.
All right, this time, Beth Davis.
Before Beth starts, I just want to say a big thank you to her because what she presented tonight is an additional resource for us. And she found it and went after it, and that's what we had. And appreciate her efforts. Dale's done great work with these safety grants as well. I'm just excited for this to be available to our kids.
Good evening, board members and Dr. Gainey. I come to you tonight per board policy 8220, seeking your approval for a grant that we received notification for on July 16th that we had received and will receive the North Carolina Stronger Connections grant totaling $182,567. We wrote this grant to be used to increase SRO services, particularly for our elementary schools, to reduce significantly the student to SRO ratio at those particular schools. And this grant is being presented to you for final approval tonight. Once, if we get approval, once we receive approval, we do have a process that we have to follow given in the memorandum from, well, it says it's from Alex Charles, but Tim Dryman, who's listed as the program administrator, actually oversees Title IV, and this is a special competitive grant that comes out of Title IV in the safe and healthy component. Title IV has two parts to it, a well-rounded education and safe and healthy, and this one is specific to the safe and healthy component.
That's great.
So board members, you might ask, and see Officer Trogdon and Officer Batchelor back there. So tonight, we need approval because of the amount, but we can't accept it because it's over 5,000 without your approval. But then we will start working on our plan to use this on the elementary schools in the 3 zones that are not the AT zone. We're working on something else right now with the AT Tax Council on that zone to increase law enforcement support. So just know we're not satisfied. First of all, to do it, we've got to give the Sheriff's Department time to recruit and train additional SROs, and they're ready to move, but it will take a little bit of time before we get this grant in play with these 3 non-AT zones.
So what do we, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, what do we anticipate getting for our $182,000 there? Or
Probably about 2.5 officers, based on the cost of an officer now.
okay,
And the Sheriff's Department has worked with us. I was showing Officer Trogdon and Officer Baxter today, we have 2 MOUs right now. One with the 13 high school, middle school SROs, one with right now, the 4 elementary SROs that we have, 1 in each zone. And because there's a different market value every time we receive these grants, we're trying to honor the market value that's in play so we don't compound the problem. You know that we've been moving up the cost per officer on those 13 in high school, middle school. We've been adding $52,000. It's our 3rd year coming of adding that, getting that to market value. So had a great conversation today in my office about midday with Officer Trogdon and Officer Batchelor about the plan. So what we have to do now is give them some time to recruit and train some more SROs.
but it's not a recurring grant, obviously, or is it? Or
It's for a year right now.
Right now, it lasts through September of 2026.
Okay.
If it occurred last year,
Yeah.
so then it reoccurred this year. It really depends on what the federal government does
Yeah.
in terms of this is a special bipartisan approved grant
Mhm.
that has been out there for a couple of years. So if they were to continue it, then we can continue to apply for it. If it's discontinued or written in a different way, then obviously we would either have to, if it's discontinued, the option is not there. But written in a different way, we could.
And I know this may not be a question you can even truly answer, but, I mean, if we have it in place already and we've hired, 2 to 3 officers out of it, how likely are we to get again? If we've, I mean, does that help us as far as we're already spending the money and we?
The ones from the state,
Yeah.
Dale worked on those, and we were in our second 2-year window now with that. So that's what got the 4 on the ground.
Right.
So, and the other thing is, I'm not speaking for Sheriff Seabolt and his staff, but if they get 2.5 more people trained to be SROs, I'm pretty sure they'll be able to use them in future years should we not be able to continue to get this grant,
Okay.
And this
So-
grant relies heavily on data.
Mhm.
So if we can show the data to show that we used the money and it did what we asked for,
Right.
and then we continue to use our measurements that we outlined in the grant, then that increases our likelihood of getting it again.
So right now, the southwest zone, the eastern zone, and the Radlin zone all have 1 person each zone for elementary schools only.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're looking at putting 2.5 more in the mix with this grant as soon as we get the personnel. So,
Well, obviously, don't want to turn down $182,000 or anything, but, I was just saying, is there, how likely of a scenario would we have a year, 2 years, 3 years from now that we're sitting there going, okay, we've got to get rid of a couple of SROs because of funding, because we don't have this money
we'll stick
necessarily.
with our rotation, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I understand we may not lose the person, but we lose the position, as far as, I mean, it may not be someone actually losing the job, but, Yeah, we just wouldn't have as many,
It's been, I can only go by our experience with the other one, that was the 2-year window. It re-up pretty easily because we did what we said we were gonna do now. I don't know, this is a federal,
Yeah.
that was a state, this is a
Yeah.
federal, but, we're gonna run that risk because anybody listening, we won't have the money in the Randolph County School System budget to. and I
Right,
think
that's what I'm
gotta-
getting to,
Yeah,
yeah,
it
yeah.
can't become a funded item for us.
Right.
But also with everything going on right now in society, every time I can get some more security around our kids, I think we try to. But that is a reality, because the one Dale did was 176,000. So what if both of them went away, we'd have to look for some help somewhere, maybe with some local budget requests in, because that's bigger than we can take on. So.
Okay, first of all, before I ask for the motions, I want to, for those listening, I think I probably brought it up last year after the Hopewell, and we had some comments and all. You're gonna start school at Hopewell with a full-time SRO this year, correct? In Artsdale Trinity.
Yes.
That SRO will be on, is that right?
We're gonna start the year with SRO at Hopewell full-time, and the
Good.
high school, middle school SRO is covering the other 4 elementary schools in that
Okay.
time.
Now, the plan for, you guys had a meeting today, I want it out there because people ask questions, okay, since I'm from AT. All right, Artsdale Trinity Tax, come up with a plan, come up with a conversation, I guess, after the Hopewell incident, that maybe they could help us fund some more school security, correct, basically? And, with this grant, if AT Tax helps us up there, that'll give you, like you just said, more people to spread somewhere else. So the plan for AT Tax, correct me if I'm wrong, they're probably gonna look to do it a little different, maybe with, Artsdale Police Department and Randolph County Sheriff's Department working together, because it's hard, the Sheriff's Department, to get that many officers and needing them down here and other places. Work more as like a, off-duty security. Is that kind of what you've understood, like?
Yeah, they would be trained.
They'll be trained and all, but there would be like an off-duty security, like paid by the hour. And, I guess, you wouldn't be paying them, like, you just pay them when they're there, they wouldn't be paid like during the summer and, just hours that you're working at the school. And, that probably won't be in place exactly when school starts, but they're working on it. Right. I mean, you had a meeting today with them, and, I know Artsdale Police Chief and Sheriff Seabold seems to be on the same page. Artsdale could actually handle the 2 schools that's in the Artsdale city limits, if I understand correctly. I mean, you might tell me.
Just a couple of things, we don't pay the SROs for the months that we're not in school. That's,
Okay.
our contract is the school year. And we get the market value from, or the rate, from the sheriff's department. But talked to the police chief and Artsdale today, and had a great conversation. And just so anybody listening, there will be coverage of those 5 schools in that zone. But it will take us a little while to get this next phase going in the AT zone. So we will have coverage as we did before we even started the elementary SROs at all, with the middle and high school SROs covering in. And I see Officer Bachelor back there, we talked about that, because it's gonna take us a little bit of time to get this AT, Artsdale Trinity plan in place, so, but we will have coverage.
So you'd be in a lot better shape. That'd be like, what, 4, 7 elementary or 8, I mean, possibly. I mean, that's a big chunk. That's a lot better position than we have been in.
Well, you eventually take 5 out, you have 12 other elementary schools, 3 zones combined, and now you're gonna have, when we get the ones from this grant hired, you'll have 12 schools serviced by 5.5 officers. That's a pretty good ratio. And we still have the high school, middle school connections with these elementary schools before we started on this road 3 or 4 years ago. So it'll be, we'll just continue to work and maintain safety for our safety support for all of our schools. That's what we're going to continue to do, and be good teammates with the sheriff's department, and work on creating some kind of a team approach with the Archdale Trinity, or the Archdale Police Department. The Archdale Police Department has jurisdiction over Archdale Elementary and Trinity Elementary. The sheriff's department has jurisdiction over Trinity Elementary and John Lawrence. That's why there's going to be a little bit of a split with this plan.
I guess at the end of the day, what I was trying to say, I appreciate everyone working together to try to do all we can for school safety, and that's why I wanted to go ahead and get that out there, because we haven't been asleep all summer. We're trying, and you know, sometimes, especially in the short way the funding is, and I'm excited that we've been able to do what we're doing. And Beth, I appreciate when I first heard you wrote this grant, what you've done. I know it's not easy to get one, and I don't think that's your first rodeo toward a grant, but we certainly appreciate. What we have here is the best grant writer that she's good at writing those grants. So.
I don't know about that.
I mean,
Sadly, we
you
don't
know,
get them all.
the check's in the mail, you know. I think we can't write a check, but we can certainly say thank you, okay? All right, so at this time, we need a motion to approve the North Carolina Stronger Connections Grant.
So moved.
We have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Ben. Okay, board members, the next item I put on here, I've had a lot of conversation, last couple, months, and, so I just felt like that, needed to be here so we could find out if there was some direction the board wanted to go in. You know, as time goes on, we replaced Braxton Creighton School with a full middle school. So we clearly have enough schools, and I've heard this conversation, we have enough schools in our school system, middle school that is, to have our own athletic conference. And I've been approached by that conversation many times. Do we need to, in a time where resources are tighter, do we need to create our own middle school conference? Obviously, we have 3 member schools of our conference that are not part of our school system. And so I don't know what the board's feelings are. I will tell you that to date, and Anthony, correct me if I'm wrong, Anthony handles all athletics for middle school and high school at the county level. He's done a great job. And I was sitting there today in my office and we were talking, and he was just talking about some different things. And I'm thinking, wow, you know, since June 16, how he is acclimated to it. He was very knowledgeable about this topic before he came down here. But it is a shift, a dynamic. When you come down and you're looking from the school system level versus you've been at the principal level. But so Anthony, I was just really proud of sitting there listening to some of the comments you were making back at me. Just how hard he's worked to acclimate himself to this particular part of his new role. So to date, the non-Randolph County School System members have been given their projected dates for particularly fall athletics. They've asked, and we've said projected, and we have said that the conference was still under assessment, I guess is the way we said it, and I can't remember the exact words. So, you know, we're right here. Athletics is cranking up. Obviously, athletics cranked up at the high school level at the beginning of August. But we're right here, and we feel like this is probably as long as we can go if we're going to do anything different, unless it's different for down the road. So I'll put that out there. This is simply on the agenda because of several conversations that have occurred, and just wanted to see if there was any direction the board wanted us to go in for 25-26, different than we've done in the past, or maybe there's not new direction for 25-26, but there's new direction moving beyond that. I don't know. So really, I'll open the table up for discussion, and Anthony and I are listening to see if there's anything we need to do, because we want to move quickly if we need to make changes for what's coming up, 25, 26, and we probably need to move pretty quickly if there's gonna be changes for 26, 27. So, to be fair to all parties. So,
The charter school does not have football this year though, right?
they are starting football at middle school.
Middle school, but they don't have it on the schedule. Is it on the schedule for this year?
I have a tentative schedule.
Okay, so they do actually have teams.
They are starting middle school football this year.
Okay.
So it starts
But
going
this will be their
strong
first
with
year.
us.
It's the two, South Asheboro Middle School and North Asheboro Middle School.
Gotcha.
So there will be, everybody will be a football plan member, if that makes sense. Whereas up until now, charter school was a member for everything but football.
Right.
So I think they will be using, I don't, what I keep hearing is they'll be done at the new complex down Zoo Parkway.
Yeah.
That's what I keep hearing. And I've seen nothing on their campus that says indicates they built a football field. Maybe they have. I just see it riding by when I go by.
So is there, with the other school systems, do they have a Mr. Gross counterpart there? Not for high school, but for middle school, or is he kind of taking care of the whole group? I mean,
Yeah,
really, so-
and his predecessor did, and predecessors before her. And in fact, DPI, here's the thing. The North Carolina High School Athletic Association governs high school athletics.
Right.
DPI governs middle school athletics, and DPI, for the longest time, had a guy that was, only did middle school athletics, but he also was a liaison on our board at the Athletic Association, but now they have somebody down there that's managing it from DPI as well.
Yeah.
And,
But as far as like, when Mr. Gross says, he's got a tentative schedule, and I think Ms. Ashworth, same thing before, it's almost like, it's up to him, up to her, that, as far as doing that, pretty much for the middle school, as far as there wasn't, is you went from the other school systems
Yes.
that help, I guess, is what
Yeah,
I'm
they-
saying, or
and
do
they've
as
had-
much, so.
You'll see the meetings, I mean, they are very productive meetings, and I don't know that Anthony's had one since he's been in this role, but, a lot of times early morning, you see, them in with all the athletic directors from the schools, including the other systems, the ORA charter and Asheboro City. Asheboro City has a, identified contact for athletics as well. So, had a good relationship with that and the, meetings, but, the meetings have, we have been the, largest player in this conference, and so the meetings by and large are, and a lot of the conference stuff is led by the Randolph County School System. And so, we've tried to be good partners with everybody, but, I've always appreciated that people came to the meetings, and, got the cheerleading competition, which is big. I mean, well, all the championships, the ones getting ready for cheerleading competition, and then you'll see the, before it's Super Saturday, now it used to be Super Tuesday, then it got moved to Super Saturday, and, all the tournaments are, all the championships are fun events at middle school level, but I see everybody participating in the meetings, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And, the wrestling event and the middle school wrestling event, it's always right around the middle school basketball event. Cheerleading event, Anthony is always right before the December holiday break, or is it right after, before the holiday break, and that's, a lot of times you'll have the high school cheerleading teams come in and just perform in between the competitions. Sometimes I've seen that. I go to that one every year. I try to go to as much of them as I can. So, it's just a matter now, like I say, we've had some conversations about whether do we go on our own. We can make that schedule work. We can make the schedule work as it is, with the other three members. So.
My question, say if you did away with the other three members, what would that do to the schedule? Just reduce the amount of games?
It reduced the amount of games. It might, and I'm just thinking out loud, it might lead to some additional play dates with then maybe if you play everybody twice, and maybe you might have to play, you might wind up playing somebody a third time in some of the sports. You know, had to look, Anthony knows it like back of his hand, and I'm just talking out loud. You know, there's limits on the number of football games you can play at middle school level set by DPI, and whether it's the limits you can play inside a tournament, outside a tournament. So, you know, that's no different in high school, it's just a shorter limit. High school, you're gonna play a certain number of regular season games in sports is capped. And so you see schools at that level struggling to, don't get yourself into a December tournament, play too many games and stuff of that nature. Or too many non-conference.
You know, several years ago, we had, when we only had 8 schools, we had 8 schools, like in football, because that's one where they really limited the number of games. We had 8 schools, and everybody played 8 games. Basically, everybody played 7 regular season games and that. So we've added schools, and the last couple of years, they played less than 8 games. So it's like the more schools we added, we actually played less games. So, you know, like I said, I don't think worrying about playing fewer games is an issue, because like I said, you have some games you'll play, get to play each other twice. And also just from a budget standpoint, things that, I mean, and I know to a point, when you look at $182 million that we just looked at as pennies, I mean, it is very much pennies on the dollar here. But you know, it is common sense where we need to keep as much money in the Randolph County school system as we can. So when, I'd rather have one of our middle schools play, or 2 of our middle schools play each other again for a second time and keep the revenue there versus splitting it with, you know, another school system. But you know, one thing that has, you know, it's kind of bothered me a little bit, but over the last 8 or 9 years that, you know, I've been on the board, we've had 3 times that I can strictly, or I can recall for sure, maybe more than that, but other 3 that really come to mind, where we have had, and I hate to use the word mass exodus, because that's not the, you know, people throw that around like it's a lot. Maybe it's not the right wording, but you understand what I'm saying. We've had a mass exodus of teachers going to, you know, one of those Asheboro City or where you were charter. We've had, and some, you know, for different reasons, but whenever we've had a lot go, it always was one. I mean, I want to say one, but there was always something that's very common. Not all an administrator, a teacher, whatever, leaves, and they take a bunch of teachers with them, staff members with them. And I know that we all know that this has happened several times over the last several years, you know. And you know, and now we kind of have a situation where we've got a little bit of that with students. When we always have students, you know, a few students that transfer into our system, transfer out. But now we've got seems like a group that have, you know, a lot that are transferring out, and it seems to be the same things. One family, or one or two families say leave, and they say, hey, I'm gonna try to recruit, whatever you want to call it, as many, you know, with me to go. And you know, I think there are certain things, and like I said, maybe there's we have an economies of scale, I guess, with us as far as that we're large enough that we should use that to you know, to our betterment. We need to protect, look after our kids first, and protect, you know, Randolph County schools first. And so, you know, I think that's something that, you know, has kind of bothered me. And truly, I'm probably never been one. I've always been probably I guess stand in the way, the least, of anybody wanting to transfer schools in and out. You know, and we've had several students, and when it's 1 or 2, it's one thing. When we get a lot, it's like, okay, we've got some issues, and probably, I don't know the exact numbers, but I'd say we're pretty close in the students that have left our school system in the last year to go to one of those
And it's not not been for academics.
Oh, yeah, that's, yeah, yes, almost everything's athletic, we know that, we know, not everybody wants to say it, thank you, Shannon, for saying that, yes, but it is athletic. But we are close, if not, we haven't, as far as probably losing a teaching position off of the number of people who have left over the last year. And so when it gets to that point, it's kind of like, we need to do something to kind of, to stop that, and, the charter school, we talked about it earlier, is that, they play by a different set of rules, Now, they don't make rules, I mean, they're giving us a different set of rules, and I don't blame them by using what they have, but I think we should use what we have too, and what we have is a little size, and the reality is, they need us, we don't need them. And we are, whether we want to admit it or not, or whatever, but we're entering this era, well, actually, we're already in it, I guess, and it's going to get this era of school choice. And, it's going to, as far as,
You can't come back.
you can't come back from it, so I just think that we need to do things that protect the Randolph County school system whenever we can. And middle school athletics is a very small part of it, and it's probably, maybe it's not that big a deal, but I think it all those pennies do add up, to that $182 million or somewhere. So we just need to do what we can to keep the funds in our school system. That's why I'd rather see two of our middle schools play each other for a second or third time this season than I would the other schools, and keep money here. I don't, the charter school, they, like I said, they have a different set of school rules. They get to start their year whenever they want, I don't know if in the fall we have middle school athletics, we have football and softball, is that right? Mm-hmm. So were they able to start practicing before our schools would have?
Well, yeah, they've played, like, for volleyball, they've had several games.
Yeah, so it's just a different set of rules, and I don't blame them for using those rules, because that's what they're given. If we were given the same thing, we would probably be using it. But that's just something that, like I said, we don't need that. I understand when we get to high school, it's a little bit different game there, but in middle school, we don't need that. The Asheboro cities combined teams. To combine schools to make a team. I know we kind of tried to put a stop to that. They have pretty much. There's a few sports that they still feel the need to do that, but we don't do that. I mean, you already Ridge, with a small population. We don't say, well, listen, y'all just go down there, y'all can play with Southwest Middle and have whatever better softball team, football team, whatever it is, So I think, but I think that we need to kind of just look after our school system. I think that in this, for this coming school year, I think we should, and truly, I'll tell you, if this was April or May, I would be saying, let's just have a conference with just our schools there, all right? I don't want to see, kids not get to play, and I know, like I said, season's kind of started as far as some of the practices and stuff like that. So I don't want to do that, but I would say that for this school year, the 25-26 school year, that all postseason games, you keep the schedules the way you got it, but all postseason games, it's going to be just Randolph County schools. We're going to have our own tournaments, the tournaments are at our schools, it's between our schools, we keep the money versus, sharing it with other people, we had a middle school baseball tournament. I'm sure there's not a whole lot of profit in a middle school baseball tournament, but we get $2.40 or something like that per school is what we're given after the charter school hosts that tournament. I ain't the smartest guy in the world, but I think I can make more than $2.40 off a middle school baseball tournament. So, and I'm sure there's a lot of things that go into it, but still, that's just ridiculous, I think, and I'm sure there'll be people complain about that, but.
I guarantee you can have more than that.
I think we could make more than, but anyway, I just think we should host their tournaments in there, you know, ourselves and just our schools. You know, there's Todd who couldn't be here tonight, and I really hate, for many reasons, Todd couldn't be here tonight. I really hate that. But you know, he made the statement that we need to get better, and I absolutely agree. There's two ways that we can kind of keep students from and our staff members from going to other school systems, and that is, one is get better, and I think, you know, we're going to do that, and we have done that. And then secondly is to protect what we have, and you know, I think that we need to for this coming year, it's just our schools in the postseason. For us, they can do what they want to do. They can have their own postseason. You know, we're not keeping them from having one, but we're going to have our own together. And for the 26-27 year, I think the conference is just our middle schools in our school system.
So you're saying, what I'm hearing you say is for 25, 26, we keep the schedules like they are, but every time we play somebody other than Randolph County School System team, it's a non-conference game.
Yep.
And so when we get ready to have our tournaments, at the end, we're seeding everybody based on where our schools, we'd have to decide, do we seed based on what they did total, including non-conference? We probably need that for the numbers, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because if you start subtracting those out of the win-loss records, then you might wind up with, but.
We can make it easy. It doesn't have to be that difficult.
Yeah, so we seed the tournament with only Randolph County School System team. If the other three schools after this decision, if this decision was to go through, decided to stay for 25, 26, we would use the overall results to seed our teams in the tournaments, and tournaments be ours only and our places only. So what I'm hearing you say?
Yes.
And then 26, 27,
Just be all Randolph
it's
County.
just our seven.
Just our, and we know it, like I said, nobody wants to say about recruiting. We don't need to put, you know, we've had students over this past year that have transferred to those systems, and we haven't denied the transfer that I know of. There may be one or two or something. We haven't denied the transfer, and I'm sure if there was a thorough investigation done, you know, just like a lot of athletic things, we'd find out that it did not meet the criteria for a transfer. But we didn't do anything to stop it. But all I'm saying is, we don't need to make it easy for them to do it. We don't need to put our kids on their fields, on that nice complex down there, and nice AstroTurf, and, you know, there's systems all around the state somehow where we put in AstroTurf fields. You know, we're lucky to get somebody to mow the grass out there sometimes. So I just think we need to keep the money in our system. We don't need to put our kids in front of their coaches on their fields on a regular basis to be actively recruited.
So what do you think, like, all right, this is just my thoughts starting, and I don't know how when we look at like releasing a kid, I mean, I guess some places like, we allow like if you're a teacher to take your kid with you, and I'm sure those schools, but I think you need to be.
Well, the transportation is where they, you know,
Yeah, I think you
all
need
that
to,
stuff is where it gets.
I mean, if they can
Hairy.
look at such easy ways, I mean, if you're just going over there to help coach or something like that, I mean, they may look at it different, but I don't know, I wouldn't look at it like that's
We should
by
be
golly, you
full-time
need to move if you're gonna
employees.
go over there, you're gonna get a lame excuse like that. I think, you know, that's the sad thing, when it comes to an athlete, boy, there's some lame excuses out there, you know, they'll stop at nothing. And, you know, it's a shame we have to do this, but, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's exactly, it is what it is.
Well, to your point, I don't know that it's my place to define what an employee is when a neighboring system says the person's an employee. Because if they're willing to identify somebody as an employee, then when they do that, and Elizabeth's not talking about this, then they could be given some rights and privileges that could go down the road, but I don't know that it's my place to, I might see somebody identified as an employee, that I might not identify that just as an employee, but,
I'm just saying, we just
I
need
think
to
the
make.
bottom line is no matter what your student assignment and release policies are, every system in the state has people that will
So when they
manipulate
say they're
them
moving, we
inappropriately,
check it pretty
and you
close,
can't
don't
fix
we?
the
Yeah,
problem
we
by
check it.
the policy.
we spend a lot of time on all this, and, you know, it's, you know,
We need to be really careful with that because we've had some really good players come through our system that got here that way. And.
I'm not
Yeah,
doing
we're
anything,
not-
but
yeah,
I
we're
know that, but
looking
I'm
out
just
for
saying
our
we need to be
own
real
system.
careful with that.
I know,
Yeah.
but we didn't do anything to stop these,
These other
kids
people from leaving either.
Yeah, so-
If you don't wanna be here, then we're fine with you leaving.
Right.
so one of
To
the
a
things that
extent.
one of the things that came up one of my early years was, we put in a date for releases.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't a date, and it was the middle, it was like the 20th of July, we said, we don't let anybody else be released. You don't have to have a release to go to a charter or a private or homeschool.
Right.
It's only when you try to go to a school that's a public school that your address is not lined up with. So if you leave us,
You can't stop.
if you leave us to go to a charter school though, you can't say, when I'm done at charter school, and I live in that Randolph County school system zone, I can't come back. When I come back to public school, I'm gonna go to Ashburn City. We dealt with that. We dealt with that years ago. You going away to some other non-public site does not mean you have relinquished the part of the law that says you have to have a release to go from one public school address to another public school address. So the employee piece, there really wouldn't even play with going to a charter, because they, you know,
Well, that's not really what I was talking about. I was talking about a couple other instances, and I don't want to call their names out, but I think we need to be real careful with that because we've had kids that attended schools multiple years and lived in different counties, and no parent might have started here but didn't finish here. And I understand that, so I think we need to be careful there. Where I'm at with what Fred's talking about, I think moving forward, if we want to take them out of our conference the next school year, then that's fine. I think it's too late to do it now, because if you look at, regardless, we say students first and all we do. They're kids of this county, so if we take them out now, then their whole, everything for the kid himself is gonna be uprooted and messed up. And we shouldn't be penalizing the kids, because the kids are just doing what the adults are telling them to do.
Right.
But what I would say is, I think if you take them out of the postseason tournaments, then you're gonna cause such a stir that you're gonna have, you talk about mass exodus, you're gonna have a mass exodus then, because I think they're gonna say they're scared to play that place or these schools because they're so much better or whatever, and I think those kids leave. What I would like to see done is leave it the way it is this year, with one exception. When it comes to postseason tournaments, all postseason tournaments are held at a Randolph County school, period. We're in charge of the money, we divide it out however we see fit, and you don't get a postseason tournament, whether your team finishes first or whatever, you don't get a postseason tournament. Then for the next school year, if we want to eliminate them altogether, then that's okay. That gives everybody time to make those preparations. I think by leaving them out of the postseason tournament, one, you're gonna kill some of your gate by about maybe 30%, whatever that 30% is, because you've got.
I'll write a check for $2.40.
I understand that, but you gotta be looking at all sports across the board, not just that one instance.
I know.
And so, that's where I'm at with it. As far as, I think it's too late to do it this year, but I would be in favor of all Randolph County schools, all postseason tournaments be held at a Randolph County school location, and we control the gates and that, and move forward with that.
I mean, and it's, and I understand what you're saying, Phil, and I wouldn't totally disagree with it, but I think just by, saying, listen, it's just the postseason, we're not having, we're just changing that. We're not really changing the schedule around. Football, North and South
But
Ash
you-
broken
but
and still play each other.
these kids are gonna be signed at any time now, right?
I know, but, yeah, and exactly, I know. Well, and then, yeah, so, but, they can still play each other, as far as their own postseason, tournament, so we're not keeping kids from playing, and that's why I said, that's why I didn't wanna do it, completely, remove, play just a conference with us, and whether you wanna call it, I guess, a non-conference games, we're not changing the schedule or anything, but like I said, just the postseason, I think it just needs to be us. And, I could see where maybe the gate would be down a little bit in a postseason thing, but if now we have an extra game or two in other sports that are between our school system rather than someone else's, we get to keep all that money. So I think revenue, I think, would actually go up, and if and a couple of things. One, you said something about transfers, and we had when we have somebody transfer to, this happened not.
Had it twice.
Yeah,
Twice.
yeah, we had somebody transfer to the charter school. They transferred for whatever reason, they left, they didn't like it there for whatever reason, they came back. And the charter school filed whatever you have to do for 365, but we had a kid who could not participate in sports. So they don't care too much about students being able to play sports or whatever. And this was several years ago. We had one that just sticks out in my eyes for golf. They 365 kid, because he went there one semester, said, I really don't like it, came back to our school system, and they said it was for an athletic reason. And for golf, golf is still an individual sport, and if I'm gonna qualify for the state, I'm gonna qualify individually, just like whether I'm on the best school in the state or the worst school in the state, if I'm good enough to qualify. So it's just ridiculous. So they don't, again, they play a little bit by a different set of rules on things, I think if someone, we shouldn't make it easy for them to go. And if they say, okay, I want to go to that school in middle school, and they say, well, if you do it, you're going to have to go to wherever, Davidson County, Moore County, Guilford County, wherever to play your games, then, let them have to do that versus
They're gonna have to get their
being easy.
recruiting done at
Yeah.
the travel tournament instead of at the county
Yeah,
middle school
that's a
tournament.
good point, yeah. So,
I can't, it aggravates me probably as much as it does you. To watch it, how it unfolds and how deep somebody will go for athletics and, I lived that life at one time, but I always played by the rules, and I sit back and we were recruited from schools right inside our own county, and I elected not to do the right thing, I look back now thinking, gosh, you know what, I probably made a mistake, but I feel better about it, but we sure could have enjoyed what it was to win instead of getting the crap beat out of you every Friday night. But with that being said, I played fair. But I'm thinking, as much as I have this, I have this side, I really have this mean side that likes to come out from time to time, that I'll get you, the table's there and you're going through it. But I'm thinking, at the big scheme of things, I kind of like the fact that we need to give them, and even though I don't even like to feel that way, but it's so late in the game, thinking with Jesus.
I mean,
but I'm thinking
you
if
can
we
be vindictive. I was brought up with the morals, you be fair. You can be vindictive if you want to. And my thing is that I agree with Philip. We ought to leave it alone this year. We should have been making this decision 6 months ago. And my thing is, Well, it's just ticking me off sitting here listening to this, and I'll get up and leave right now. We spent more time on this crap here than we have anything else in this meeting tonight.
Yep.
What's more important, our kids' education or worried about playing middle school football?
I'm just trying to keep kids in our district.
Well, I understand that, but
So-
you bringing, this is awful late in the game.
Well, we
And
we
you
brought
know,
it up
I'm
the
for
last
kids no
meeting.
matter where they're from. And to worry about a football game, come on.
I don't,
You know,
I
Tracy,
don't think that, I
with
don't
all
think
due
we're being
respect,
that,
This is not about
Yeah.
middle school football.
Well, I don't care, I mean, I understand it from the middle school, high school, because I know I've had friends, kids who've been recruited by them also.
It's not about middle school.
I mean,
but at some point, we have to take a stand and we have to make some changes.
You
whether
have
it's
to,
this
but
year
you
or
don't wait
or
till the
next
last
year.
minute to punish a kid down the road.
We're not trying to do that.
Well, I mean,
That's
and
not our
you know,
goal.
the parents are the ones doing it, mostly.
Well, yeah, I know, we know where it stems from.
You know where it
Yeah.
stems
We
from.
know where, I mean, it stems from the parents, I don't care if it's baseball, football, math, English, science, driver's ed, whatever, everything stems from the parents, because the parents are the ones who raise these kids.
Y'all can decide what you wanna do about the tournament. I think we don't knock them out of the, we can't do the scheduling like you're done this year. I think we have to give them a year on that. I think in all fairness, and you know what, there's one thing could happen. If you leave them and leave the tournament, here's what could happen. It may not happen. But, you know, you reflects, you know, a little bit, you know what? We realize now we're fixing to get thrown out here traveling to God knows where if we don't clean our act up. But I mean, if you wanna make that decision next year by March or something, and, you know, they haven't cleaned their act up and they're still out here trying to recruit the real Alpha
They be
sixth graders to
recruiting
play
10
football.
Well,
years.
I think that's a moot point at this point.
Yeah.
We know what they do. I mean, that's a moot point. We're just trying to fix some of the problems that have been happening for months and years. Like, I mean, we've lost 52 kids in 2 years to Ashboro, from 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
Really?
Yes. So, I mean, that's a huge chunk. That's not talking about UCA. That's just talking about Ashboro.
I didn't realize it was that.
That's,
Wow.
yes. And then staff, we've lost great teachers being pulled out, where we've had to suffer, where we've had to sit and try to find people last minute. Now, I mean, again, I'm not saying we kick anybody out. That's neither here nor there, and I'm 100% for the kids, but I'm also like how I am with my brother. I can talk crap about him, but nobody else better. And that's how I am about Randolph County schools. I believe in our school, and I believe in what they're doing. So that's why I'm fighting for them. And I'm fighting for all the kids, athletics and academics, and all the other things in between.
So at the end of the day, honestly, and I get what you're saying, and I feel like that a lot, if you're not fighting for Randolph County, because God knows nobody else is.
Exactly.
To a point, and there's some truth.
And I'll never I mean, if a parent pulls their kid out and goes to another school for whatever reason, that is 100% their choice. I mean, and the same thing across our county.
Yeah.
When people don't like Eastern Randolph and they want to go to Randaman, I'm not going to question. I mean, again, that's the parent's decision. But when we start losing kids and we know why they're leaving, and we lose educators and we know why they're leaving, and we just sit back and go, okay, we're just fine. We'll just let them go, and we don't try to do anything different, then shame on us at that point.
All right, so I guess what's the consensus here? You guys, you wanna?
No, I agree.
Sharon?
I agree with it has to stay the same this year because we're too late in the game.
Okay.
But I think we need to make it clear that if some things don't change, maybe that it's gonna change next year. But I mean, we can't this
So
year.
what's the feeling about the tournament?
I think the tournament should be at Randolph County Schools.
I agree with that.
100%,
Oh, I agree with that.
110%, they should be at our schools.
Do you agree this should be our schools, or it should be all schools based on the win
I
and
mean,
losing this year?
poor 4 sermons and we never went past the first round in hardly anything. So I mean, it wouldn't be a big deal for us if they told us we couldn't play in a tournament, but,
So
you know,
can
let's
you-
not kick the kids out.
Can you live if we leave it like this year, and then next year we go ahead and tell them that our plans are to have our own conference? Fred, what do you think about that? I mean,
We're thinking about
can you
changing
live,
it.
that we're,
Just give them
Yeah, I
the-
mean, I'm good with
I
giving
think-
them
I wouldn't tell them you think about it, tell them you're gonna do
No,
it.
I mean,
I
I'm
was
good
saying, I don't
with
think
it.
we need to wait till March if that's
Yeah, I
what we're
think
gonna
we
say.
know
so
this
that's
is
our
where
plans
we
for
wanna
next
go
year.
with it.
That way, we're not
And they
discussing
can
this
make,
again.
and they
Yeah.
can
I
make
don't spend more time board
arrangements.
meeting over this.
I don't wanna talk about it
Talk about
again.
other stuff.
okay, let's leave it this, like it is, and do the thing, and go ahead and put it out there. Next year, we're gonna do our own thing. Can we do that?
You have this as an action item,
So,
you need a motion.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we need a motion.
So
So
do that.
what I'm hearing you say is, so
That means the tournament stays
Except for being in Randolph County School.
on. It would be played here, but you're saying if we leave it like this year,
Then
You're-
Ashburn and UCA are still in the tournament,
still in the
But
tournament.
they be played at Randolph
but
County.
they play at
Randolph
Randolph
County
County
schools.
facilities.
Yeah, that's what,
Yeah.
can you live with it, Fred? This year, then we,
Yeah.
so
But
what I'm hearing is, one possible motion is that the conference and the eligibility for the tournaments stays the same for 25-26, but all the tournament championships are at one of our schools. Okay? And then I'm hearing 26-27, we move to a conference of only our schools. Is that what I'm
Yes.
hearing?
Yes.
does it have to be two motions? We have
No,
one.
I think you put it all in
You,
one.
you can do one if you have the votes for that combined motion, that's fine.
So you want me to say it again, make sure everybody
No,
hears?
I'm good with it.
We're good?
I move that we, for the 25-26 school year, we keep the schedule same, but all postseason activities for middle school sports will be held at schools that are part of the Randolph County school system. And for the 26 and 27 school year, for that Randolph County school system, middle schools only participate in their own, in a conference with just our schools, just our participating members.
So we'd have starting 26-27, we'd have a 7-team conference.
Yes. And I'm a team player and I'm good with that. That's where we should be.
okay, so we have the
You need a
motion.
second to discuss.
We need a second.
You got all that, Anthony?
Second. How do you feel about that?
What's your
Maybe try to
consensus?
break down,
I don't-
correct a couple things.
Yeah,
So,
so make sure we got it.
for 25-26, the schedule stays the same. Just postseason tournaments are only at RCSS sites.
And postseason stays the same, everybody's
So
eligible.
everybody can still play.
All
That's
teams,
postseason.
all 10 teams,
And then next year would just be Randolph County Schools.
starting next year. So
And that gives them time to figure something out.
I'll second that.
so we'll,
All right, we have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We spent way too long. Okay, so is that, we ready for Sharon, right?
Yeah.
The Randolph County Board of Education will enter into closed session pursuant to North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A1, 3, 5, and 6 to preserve the attorney-client privilege, to discuss confidential personnel matters protected by North Carolina General Statute 115C-319.
All right, we have the motion to have a second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Opposed? We're now in closed session.
Gary chases more rabbits.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right.
4:30, what?
Gary tells everybody how to
Gary,
drink
you
it.
wanna-
Are we ready?
No,
Okay.
no, 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 no,
Do you
Well, I
want to
guess
start at
if
4
we're back-
next time for the
Are we back
evaluation?
on
Evaluation, we're gonna start at 4:30.
the next meeting?
I was thinking 9 AM. Let's start at 4:30.
Okay,
I think let's do 4:30.
okay.
And if we run in, you think 4:30? We always have extra time, don't we?
I mean, that's the only thing on the
Let's-
agenda,
Do you think it's
right?
enough?
One
You'll
hour.
start
How
at
thick's
4.
that book? It's supposed to be
Yeah,
thinner,
hour.
right?
How thick is that dang book? I mean,
We're
if
live,
it's
we're
that
live.
thick,
All right,
we
we're
have.
live,
We're live.
go ahead.
Okay.
1 second.
Okay, need a motion to approve the certified personnel report.
So moved.
We have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Uh,
All right. And I'm gonna remove myself from this one,
Okay.
classified. Need a motion to approve the classified personnel report.
So moved.
We have a second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Ah,
Okay, need a motion to approve the administrative appointments.
So moved.
We have a second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
uh,
Need a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Uh,
I got a text from, are we all?
We should-